Hello and welcome or welcome back to the stream. Yeah, if you hear me kind of panting, it's because my heart is not great today. I don't know. I took my medication, but yeah, it's still not 100%, so we'll see how we go. Yeah, so if I sound out of breath, it's because my heart is being a dickhead. So hey Ricochet, good to see you. How's my day going? I was honestly in bed for most of the day. Just tired. Just yeah, just not feeling great today. So, well, my heart only started to feel bad about 2 hours ago. So I started to feel like really out of breath just lying in bed. So I took 40 milligrams of propropanol. And then I was like, oh, okay, I kind of feel all right. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to get up and take some Panadol and stuff before I start streaming. And as I was walking to the kitchen, I was like, oh, I can't even breathe. Like, so I took another 40 milligrams. And it has slowed my heart down a bit. But yeah, I don't really want to take another 40 milligrams until I know that these 2 propropanol tablets haven't worked, because there's a chance that they kick in and then I slow my heart rate down too much. So I just want to play it safe just in case. I always sing the Australian national anthem goes, Australians all let us rejoice, and I always have sung since I was like a little girl, Australians all love ostriches, and like I always giggle to myself every single time I sing it because I think I'm really funny. It's not funny, but it's funny to me. One time, like I was at a footy game and I sung it and my friend was like, did you just say Australians all love ostriches? And I said, yes I did. And that's just what I enjoy. So, oh, we got a solid 58 points. Good for us. What is my fave anime? My fave anime is called XXX Holic. It's like by Studio Clamp, and it's kind of like a spin-off from like Tsubasa, Reservoir Chronicles, like the card capture like realm world, I guess. Yeah, that's my favorite. My favorite animes lately have been VRN, and I really like the Apothecary Diaries as well. Those have been my favorite, like, contemporary ones, I suppose. I'm a massive Sailor Moon fan. Like, that's, you know, my childhood anime that I grew up with that I really like. Yeah, but I've watched a decent amount of anime over the years, but yeah, those are my favorites, I guess. So what do people do on the 4th of July? Is it just like fireworks, getting drunk? Is it kind of like Australia Day, but like American flavored? You hear they do barbecues? Yeah, well, that's what we do. We do barbecues in the back of their utes. I don't think they do have utes, but they call them trucks, and they're like giant. They're like giant ones. You've seen the Yank tanks on the street, how like after Holden and Ford shut up shop in Australia, they started importing like the Chevrolet ones and the American Fords, and they're so big. Yeah, they call them pickup trucks. But like Australia invented the ute. So if we say it's called the ute, it's called the ute, and that's the end of the story. But have you been behind one of the American ones on the road? Those things are so big. Like, how small is your willy that you need to drive that? Sorry. No hot tradie with securing their masculinity is gonna drive one of those. Okay, sorry. You can't date me if you drive one of those. you have to have like a Hilux or something like that. Your neighbor has a raptor. They're so big. They're so scary. I don't like them. Look, Hyperbovian. The song that The Cure did for the movie The Crow, not any of the bad remakes, but the original Crow with Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, who is so incredibly hot in that movie. Sorry, but a goth girl's dream man. The Cure do a song for that movie, and that song is called Burn, and that's what it's about. And yeah, The Cure are one of my favorite bands, and Brandon Lee is a hot half Chinese stud who died in real life when he got shot in that movie because they were using blanks, but one of the shells from one of the blank casings got lodged in the gun, and then when they fired it again to do the scene, the shell was expelled and shot him, and he died. So when Brandon Lee dies in the movie The Crow, that was actually him dying. Yeah, what a shame. What a stud. I mean, it's sad that when anyone dies, obviously, but I mean, rest in peace to a hottie. That's all I have to say. Made that movie with the story. It's just a really timeless movie. They remade it really recently with like FK Twigs and that guy that was in Hemlock Grove, like the Netflix series. Hang on, they remade it. Apparently it was just total ass. I refuse. I didn't even watch any of the sequels. Like I just refuse. Show it. Yeah, look at this. Look how bad this looks. Looks so bad. Just why would you? Just looks so bad. Versus The Crow. Brandon Lee. 1994. Wow. That movie is old. I mean, I know you guys are all probably heterosexual men, but I'm in the way anyway, so you can't see. But well, he was Bruce Lee's son, so you can imagine the physique on him. I mean, just a fan. Sorry guys, I'm being a gooner. My cat gets so lonely when I'm streaming. She's come in the last few times just making noise. She doesn't want anything. She's just like, hey, why aren't you hanging out with me? Like, cause I'm busy. How rude. Cat Cam when? Oh, she has worse ADHD than me. She won't stay in one place. She also has like these little rules that she made up for herself in her own head that she thinks she has to obey. So she'll only cuddle with me if I'm on the bed, like on my bed, and she'll come and get me because she wants to cuddle. But if I'm like in the lounge room, she won't come and sit on my lap. She'll like start pulling at my sleeve to try and get me to come into my bedroom so she can cuddle with me. It's so weird. And she won't, like, she'll come in here and meow at me to like try and get me to go lie down on the bed so I can cuddle with her. I don't know. But these are rules that she made up for herself and she's sad about them, but she can't break them. I was like, well, why did you make up those rules for yourself? It's so bizarre. She's so funny. He's the funniest cat. Did I see Hassan stepping it again? Yeah, where he was brandishing a weapon while doxing someone. Yeah, I did. But I'm scared of Hassan's fandom. Like, they could totally get my tiny little Twitch channel closed down. So it was on your mind regarding childcare. It's economics, the skills gap myth. All right, we'll watch this and then we'll watch the opera thing.
The skills gap, also known as the skills shortage or just good old structural unemployment, is a convenient excuse for a lot of major issues in today's job market. If a hospital is hiring a doctor, but the only person in town looking for a job has a degree in computer science, then obviously that role is not going to be filled regardless of how much time and effort the applicant has put into their education.
Well, that doesn't apply if you want a job in childcare. You don't have to have any qualifications, or if you do have qualifications, they don't have to be related to taking care of children. Oh, your favorite hobbies are finding dodgy material on the dark web. Well, the Victorian childcare sector is awaiting your application, guys.
If companies post a position with high skill requirements and they don't get any applicants that meet their unreasonably high bar, they can go back to the best applicant with a lower salary and benefit offer than advertised, pointing out the gaps in their skills as a reason for the lower offer.
Can they do that here? I feel like our unions wouldn't have that, right? I feel like they can't. You're either qualified for the job or you're not. They can't say, well, we'll give you the job, but because you don't have the exact qualifications, we're gonna, like, if it's an award wage, it is an award wage, right? Like, you either get the job title or you don't. Like, there are some jobs, like, you know, being a GP where you can only, you know, have a medical degree. Or like if you want a social work job, you have to have a bachelor of social work or a master's of social work. Like there are some jobs like that, but there are also like, you know, different policy jobs where like you could come from a mathematics background, you could be a statistician, or like research officer jobs. You could be like you could have a policy degree, or you could have a stats degree, or you could have a mathematics degree. Like there's lots of, you know, jobs where multiple disciplines might be applicable, right? And then you just kind of learn to fill the gaps just by being on the job and talking to your peers. And, you know, you're on like a multidisciplinary team, so you all, you know, you're working with other people that have other applicable skill sets, and you kind of all complement each other. And most jobs are in the ANSCO occupation codes and have a specific list of tasks and duties. Yeah, this definitely couldn't happen in Australia. I feel like they can't just say, oh yeah, we'll give you the job, but you have to take $20 less an hour or whatever. It's like, no, there's like, yeah, an award for that job title. You can't just... A lot of organizations want to roll in more and more responsibilities though. Yeah, well, the stuff that they expect people to do for like $30 an hour is insane. It's like, yeah, no one... That's why, like, you just see so many people just leave their jobs in tears, just being like, I don't get paid enough to put up with this.
Even still, they are going to be better off than teachers and nurses who not only need a college degree where they won't be paid anything, they also need on-the-job training before they are earning anything at all. That's on top of reports about a...
Yeah, paid prac for nurses and for social workers is going to be so good, because I had to do a year's full-time work for my social work degree, which is a 5-year degree. So like 4 years of study, and yeah, 2 semesters of what they call field education, which is essentially prac. Like you have to go actually work as a social worker for the last semester of 3rd year and the last semester of 4th year, and then 5th year is honours. And a lot of social work degrees now have compulsory honours, so it's like a 5-year degree, which is stinky. But yeah, I don't know. This stream is very unorganized tonight, and yeah, look, I'm deprived of oxygen. I can't breathe properly, guys. I'm doing my best.
There is not a skill shortage. There is just a shortage of people who want to do difficult jobs for bad pay. People in these roles who already have the skills to perform the job at a high level are leaving because...
Hey, he just showed New South Wales nurses, okay? There are doctors in New South Wales who only make like $70,000 a year. I was listening to like, I think he was like a Scottish doctor at Westmead Hospital, and he was saying how much money he made, and I was like, whoa. Dude, that is nuts, especially for the hours that they work. So like, don't show Australian nurses like you know what they're talking, like, yeah, this is footage from Channel 10.
Bad pay.
Okay, this is a strike that happened in New South Wales, right? I was listening to an obstetrician who is a specialist, right? So that's at least like 8 years at uni, because 6 years for your medical degree and then like 2 years post-grad to specialize. She doesn't get paid for the hours she's on call for. So say she finishes work, she goes home, she's with her family, she's winding down. She can't have a glass of wine because someone might go into labor. If someone goes into labor, this is what this obstetrician was saying. If someone goes into labor and she has to go into work, deliver the baby, she doesn't get paid for those hours that she goes in to deliver the baby. Excuse me? How is that okay? So these health workers, and by the way, the staff at Westmead Hospital, I've been in Westmead Hospital myself as a kid when I was sick. One of my brothers was there when he was a newborn baby, and he was also there as a toddler when he was in a very, 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 very bad car accident and almost died. And the staff at Westmead Children's Hospital, grade A, they deserve a pay rise. Like, I don't care. So yeah, don't show pictures of New South Wales health workers like they're asking for too much money for what they do, because yeah, it's hard work. And yeah, if a doctor's making 70 grand a year, a qualified general practitioner, then yeah, there's something seriously wrong. Because I know people that don't contribute to society at all and make shitloads more than that. So yeah.
The allure of high-paying, respected jobs with a good work-life balance meant a lot of very smart people moved into that career path to fill the skills gap because there was a real reward for doing so. Now, there are actually too many qualified programmers, and as the tech industry has cooled down, hundreds of thousands of people have been laid off.
Well, that's the other thing. I know so many people that studied a specific degree because they were told all throughout high school, there's a skill shortage, there's a skill shortage, there's a skill shortage in mathematics to a mathematics degree. Like, I know somebody who studied mathematics at a group of 8 university, and they can't get a job as a mathematician, but they were told, you know, and it's like a $40,000 degree, right? Because it's from like a sandstone university, so it's not cheap. They were told, like, you know, really smart person, they were told there's all these jobs in mathematics. They graduated, and it's like, people are constantly getting told there's these skill shortages in these areas, so they go and they study them, they go get qualified, and then when they get out, there's no jobs in those areas. Like, okay, where's the skill shortage? And it's like, oh, well, we wanted someone experienced, so we brought someone in on a visa from overseas. It's like, okay, well, why did you tell us to study this? And then ironically, the people that study these things have to go overseas to get a job. So we import someone from overseas, and then the person that was born in Australia has to go overseas to get a job. It's like we're just swapping over.
Just 5 years ago, though, they would have been told that there isn't enough programmers, and companies are hiring whoever they can as fast as they can. So the assumption that empty jobs are just waiting to be filled and the only thing standing in the way is the skills gap can be a bit dangerous. But the final piece of the puzzle is how profitable fixing this myth can be. Politicians can win some easy political points by talking about—
I know, Hyperbovie, and everyone thought it was the brain drain, but it was the old brain swap all along. See, I'm ahead. I coined that term, so if you see other people start using it, just know it was mine. And no, I didn't misspeak. I did mean brain swap and not brain drain, because it is a swap for brains.
retraining programs, and companies can push the responsibility.
It's the International Brain Exchange, not the International Stock Exchange. It's the International Brain Exchange. It's not the ASX, it's the BSX? I don't know. I'll work on it. I'll come back when I've come up with a snazzy title.
The skills gap has been used to push for a lot of skilled migration, which has arguably gone too far in America, but it's been even more obvious in places like Canada, the UK, Australia, Germany, and New Zealand. The reason companies like this is because it lets them fill roles without putting upward pressure on—
The occupational shortage list methodology was updated last year to screen recruiters for fake jobs. Yeah, I think that's a necessary step, to be honest. There's definitely a lot of dodgy stuff going on out there, definitely a lot of shenanigans. It's just, yeah, it's just really disheartening. It's so hard, like, to get your foot on the ladder of employment, honestly, like getting your first job getting your first graduate job, or just getting your first job if you know you choose not to tertiary education is really, really hard. It's yeah, it's tough out there. I know in a lot of places in the world right now it's really, really hard for kids leaving school to get jobs, so it's not great out there. Excuse me, I'm just yawning. I'm so tired. I don't know, should I get like an oxygen machine? Be like, can I have some oxygen, please? But yeah, I just feel like I've been running all night, like just out for a jog, because my heart's just going boom, 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 and I'm like, nah. It's very exhausting to be tired. Yeah, I took my medication. It's all sort of calming down. It is slowing down. So if I take another tablet, it could get too slow. Like, it has been coming down. I've been checking it like every 10 minutes since I've been streaming. My heart rate is coming down. I already took like twice my dose. So if I take another one, and that kicks in, I could actually end up with my heart rate too slow. So I'll give it another like hour. And if it hasn't slowed down enough, then I'll take another one. But I just don't want to, you know, over jump. Some good news, Hamas says ready to start Gaza ceasefire talks immediately. Okay, that's good. Let's have a look at that. Hamas says ready to start Gaza ceasefire talks immediately ahead of Trump and Netanyahu meeting. Hamas says it's ready to start talks immediately on a proposal for a ceasefire in Gaza ahead of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting the White House. Hamas says it's ready to start talks immediately on a proposal for a ceasefire in Gaza. The announcement on Friday local time came after it held consultations with other Palestinian factions and before a visit on Monday by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to Washington, where US President Donald Trump is pushing for an end to the war now in its 21st month. The movement is ready to engage immediately and seriously in a cycle of negotiations on the mechanism to put in place the terms of a draft US-backed truce proposal received from mediators, the militant group said in a statement. Hamas ally Islamic Jihad. Wait, let me read that again. Hamas ally Islamic Jihad said it supported ceasefire talks but demanded guarantees that Israel will not resume its aggression once hostages held in Gaza are freed. Mr. Trump, when asked about Hamas's response aboard Air Force One on Friday, said, I can't do his voice. I'll just do a cowboy voice. That's good. They haven't briefed me on it. We have to get it over with. We have to do something about Gaza. Yeehaw. Pew, 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 pew. I have to learn how to do Trump's voice, but to be honest, right now I'm having trouble breathing, so probably not the best time. The conflict in Gaza began with Hamas's unprecedented attack on Israel on the 7th of October 2023, which sparked a massive Israel offensive aimed at destroying Hamas and bringing home all hostages seized by militants. Two previous ceasefires brokered by Qatar, Egypt, and I called Qatar guitar. I'm so brain dead. Egypt and the United States have seen temporary halts in fighting, coupled with the return of Israeli hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Mr. Netanyahu earlier on Friday vowed to bring home all the hostages held in Gaza after coming under massive domestic pressure over their fate. I feel a deep commitment first and foremost. Oh wait, this is Netanyahu. This is Netanyahu, not... Can I give him a cowboy voice too? I don't know. I feel a deep commitment, first and foremost, to ensure the return of all our abductees, all of them. If I do an accent for Netanyahu, I feel like I'll get in trouble. I mean, I think he would have a Polish accent, because where he's from. Mr. Trump said on Thursday he wanted safety for the people of Gaza. They've gone through hell, he said. 60-day truce proposal. A Palestinian source familiar with the negotiations told the Associated Press earlier this week that the latest proposal included a 60-day truce during which Hamas would release half of the living Israeli captives in the Gaza Strip, thought to number 22, in exchange for Israel releasing a number of Palestinian prisoners and detainees. Out of the 251 hostages seized by Palestinian militants during October 2023 attack, 49 are still held in Gaza, including 27 the Israeli ministry says are dead. Nearly 21 months of war have created dire humanitarian conditions for the more than 200 people in the Gaza Strip, where Israel has recently expanded its military operations. Yeah, so brokering. Bibi needs war to stay out of jail. Oh yeah, 100%. But the thing is, he's never going to be taken before the ICC. He's just not, because he's an ally of America, and it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Unfortunately, America won't let the ICC. It says in the Hague Invasion Act, which, what is the formal name for that? I should actually just remember it because it comes up enough. The American Service Members Protection Act, ASPA, often referred to as the Hague Invasion Act, is a US law aimed at protecting American military personnel and officials from prosecution by the International Criminal Court, the ICC. The act authorizes the US president to use all means necessary and appropriate to secure the release of any US or allied personnel held by the ICC. So that's why I don't think it will happen. It will probably be a short ceasefire. Unfortunately, Ricochet, I think you're right. I think it will probably be a very short ceasefire. But I don't know, it's better than nothing. And if they could let aid in, if they could like negotiate letting third-party aid organizations come in, to independent aid organizations to come in and deliver food, that would be great. Trump looking to pardon non-Americans too. Oh my god, just I can't deal with the stupidity. My heart's already pumping too hard. I am buggered, to put it impolitely. But when am I ever polite? So, you know. It's rough. I heard your fluid IQ drops like 15 to 20 points on steroids. Yeah, I've been taking a really high dose of prednisone just to bring my swelling down. And that's why I have, like, the inflammation around my heart is particularly bad at the moment. Knackered is so British. Knackered is so British. Buggered is the Australian version of knackered, I feel. I feel like the Poms are very big on the word knackered, which is fine. Like, it's better to use a British turn of phrase than it is to use an American one, I always say. Those are our rules on this stream. We never pander to the Yanks. That's just not what we do. We don't like the way they spell words, and yeah, we're just not. It's not okay. Yeah, I definitely have had trouble just even forming coherent sentences the last few days. Yankees permaban? Is it? Are you not allowed to say yank? I say it all the time. Ooh, maybe I should stop. Yeah, I don't know. That's just how people refer to Americans in my life. Oh, you mean they will ban yank slang? Oh, sorry. See, my brain doesn't work, guys. My comprehension skills, like Hyperbovian said, steroids like prednisone really like lower your IQ point, like lower your fluid IQ significantly. So yeah, I'm down a good like 20-25 IQ point. It's really... You were jokingly saying you should ban people for using American slang. Yeah, I got that now. Don't worry. Like, I promise a horrible person I'm not usually this stupid. Like, I am ditzy for sure. Like, I am a bit of an airhead, but I'm a smart airhead. Yeah, it's good to have some anonymity on the internet. That's like why I VTube. Because people have been telling me to stream for a long time, and I'm like, well, I don't want to because of the area that I work in. It's a very like political discipline that I work in, and I just don't want to, you know, jeopardize my my employment opportunities. So I'm like, yeah, let's go for the VTuber. That's a lot more tenable, I think. One of the parents at the center is a YouTuber with a legal channel. He dropped a lot of info about the case on stream last night. Yeah, honestly, I will cry if I watch that. It's so horrible. I'm too much of a softie. I can't deal with it. Hey, Dimpledore, what's up? You know what? So many people are in chat now. Let's just keep on streaming. Aged care. I don't work in aged care. I'm a social worker. Yeah, so I've worked in child protection, I've worked in sexual assault, I've worked in homelessness. Yeah, it's like a five-year degree program just to get the bachelor's in social work. So yeah, yeah, not aged care, but I could not put up with the pay in aged care. Males tend to be the minority in social work. 100%. There aren't enough males in social work, and we really need them there, because there are some things, you know, that men only feel comfortable talking to other men about. So yeah, we really would like to get more men into the sector, but with males of domestic stuff, yeah, with male victims of SA and domestic violence, 100%. We need male social workers for that. But yeah, I'll always like approach a male client as like, if you would feel more comfortable talking to a man, like, I understand. Like, I can try and find a male worker to help you, but most of them are less like, oh, you're fine. Because I think because I'm so, like, petite and, like, non-threatening that people are just like, oh, you know, she's fine, I'll talk to her. So it's usually okay. But I always give them the option, like, if you don't feel comfortable with, like, we can get somebody from another service or, like, from another site to come in and talk to you. When you were working in aged care, you were mainly doing dementia care 24/7. There was a lot of physical abuse to staff and mental trauma. Oh, 100%. My nan's just been put into, like, the memory ward of a nursing home. My auntie was caring for her, and it's so scary. Like, I was talking to her on the phone, and she was, like, accusing me of being an imposter and all this stuff. She was like, you don't sound like you sound like someone else, and she was like, yeah, it's scary, and she's been trying to escape as well, because yeah, it's just really, really sad. She just took a turn, like, really quickly, and yeah, it is really, really sad. It is incredibly sad. But I went and visited her last November because she's all the way up on the north coast of New South Wales. So it's, you know, it's a good 20-something hour drive for me to get there. I went and visited her in last November, and my auntie said it's the only new memory that she's maintained. Like, she keeps on talking about when I came to visit her. Apparently she still remembers it. Like, her brain's made up, like, a few like peripheral details that weren't there. She's like, oh, remember when Panda came and we were sitting in a field of flowers? But she was in hospital because she just had surgery, but her brain has turned that into, like, being in a field of flowers and stuff. But she, at least, like, the main thing is, like, she keeps on bringing it up to everybody that she talks to, like, oh, my granddaughter came and visited me. And my nan has, like, she's got, like, 40-something grandchildren, and she's got great-grandchildren as well, because my mum comes from a very big family, and the age differences between her and her siblings are, like, vast. From the eldest to the youngest is, like, you know, a good 25 years or something, because my grandma had a healthy baby in her 50s. Like, it's absolutely insane. But yeah, she's got a massive brood, and I'm the only one that she remembers coming to visit her, so a weird thing to flex about, but yeah, it's nice. I'm really glad I saw her, because she really liked it. I do feel very, very special, a horrible person, actually. But you know what, like, I'm one of the few grandchildren that always, like, makes an effort to, like, talk to her and to help the family, and I've always, like, low-key been her favorite, because she has really dark hair and is very petite, and I have very dark hair and I'm very petite. And so she will always say, like, oh, Panda's the only granddaughter that looks like me, and, like, kind of her favoritism is like, well, she looks like me, so that means she's the best. She's the best, because I'm, like, one of the only non-blondes in my family. I got, like, the raven hair and the green eyes, and everyone else got, like, you know, we're all very Slavic looking, but my other cousins have, like, you know, blue eyes and blonde hair, and, you know, look like really Aussie, look like, you know, and I just look like, I don't know, I'm from Transylvania or something. Look like I came out of, like, or, you know, like, maybe like a Bronte novel. I'm, like, out on the moors. Obviously, the only logical conclusion is that all the other grandchildren are bastards. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with some of the people in my family, honestly. They put the fun in dysfunction. Let's just say that, guys. Are they Aussie or European? My family? My mum was born in Moravia, which is the eastern part of the Czech Republic that, like, borders Poland and Slovakia and Austria, which is, like, very different to Bohemia, where they're, like, kind of German. It's very Slavic. And I'm like 50% Czech and 25% Russian, and the rest is, like, some Irish and Finnish. This sounds like a certified European family. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, war trauma and just everything, you know. It's just